go.
From the Bill Frelick Athletic Center, UHAS McGinley Stadium at Penn Hills High School, this is the Coach's Corner. Along with the head coach of the Penn Hills Indians, Ron Graham, I'm Bill Navari. Ron, we often, we always come out here and talk about football, and we sometimes act as football is life, but there are things that are bigger than football in life.
Well, and that's true. This week there was it's a tragic death of one of our players. He was here on the varsity, went to and played on the 9th grade team as a running back, Naheem Drake, and we just real just sorrowful here, and prayers out to the family.
Certainly all of us from the Penn Hills family send our condolences, and certainly it was a tragic situation, and our thoughts go out to not only the family but also everybody who knew Naeem, and our best wishes to him and his sister, and everybody else involved.
All right, and I just wanted to mention that because, as you said earlier, it's more about just football. It's about the football family. So I appreciate your time.
Thanks for coming on, Ron. Coming up next, our Coach of the Week, Matt Morgan, as the Coach's Corner continues. Our Coach of the Week, Matt Morgan. Matt, welcome to the Penn Hills family. I know it might be a little odd for you since you grew up next door and you were a Plum Mustang. Is it kind of a weird feeling that, Penn Hills is one of your biggest rivals, that now you're part of that team, and you saw the Mustangs a couple weeks ago on the other side of the field?
It was a little bit weird. I mean, it was nice to just be a part of something again. I mean, I've been out of football for the last 2 years, and getting back into coaching. Coach Peterman and Coach Graham gave me an opportunity to come out here and be your coach for your offensive line. I look forward to more years to come.
Any memorable games that you got from the old Penn Hills Plum rivalry whenever you were on the field?
I was part of the team that beat you guys in the playoffs, the 14-12 game. I remind the kids.
I let you bring that up.
Yeah, thanks. I know. We were actually, I stood on the sidelines most of the game. My brother actually was the star of that game. I was only a sophomore, so they didn't let me play too much. I got a little bit of special team stuff, but that's about it. But my brother was a big contributor to that game.
But you were able to get some playing time later, which in turn got you to get to go to the University of Pittsburgh.
Correct.
And then from there, you got to play a little bit of more football. You want to tell everybody where you went after Pitt?
I started 4 years at Pitt, and I played with Coach Gibson, actually, my freshman year. He was a guy, everybody was afraid of. And I kind of followed him around, because I was always wanting his approval for everything when I was getting redshirted. And I ended up starting for 4 years, and I played 2 years at St. Louis Rams and then a year in Buffalo.
So, 4 weeks in a row we've had, an NFL alum on the Coach's Corner, and a lot of schools, they may have one. Rarely you might have two, but here there's 4 of you guys, and with the 4 of you, there's really no egos going on. You guys may razz each other a little bit, but there's no big egos. I was an NFL guy, huh? But you have a nice little camaraderie going on with you guys.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's great for the kids too. We got a lot of stories to share with the kids. We actually, playing wise, we have a lot of experience between the 4 of us. So I think it's really great for the kids. I give back as much as I got taught when I was in the NFL. I give it to these kids in high school. It's something I didn't have the privilege of having. And, now I'm glad I can share it with somebody else.
There's always the old saying, those who can play, those who can't coach. But yet, these kids can look at you and say, yeah, we know he can play. So whenever you speak, they listen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I could be a coach too. I've been working with these guys for a while now. I got here a couple weeks before training camp, and I think things are going really well at the offensive line right now. Hence, how many yards rushing we get every game now. So,
as a lineman, you understand more than most people about the cohesiveness of a line. How you playing together, the more you can read off of everybody else. These kids from the beginning of the year, they kind of struggle, but yet week after week they've been improving. Has it been that cohesiveness going on between those guys?
They worked together last year together, and I know they were in different positions last year, but this year, I asked a lot out of Curry Kirshner, and I asked him to be the leader. And he's stepping it up for me. It took him a little longer than I expected him to, but now he's stepping it up. He's being a leader, being aggressive, getting these guys ready to go on the field, which I'm so happy he's finally doing.
A lot of folks might not understand the difference between the positions. You say you ask them to change positions. Is there really a big difference between moving from right guard to left tackle to right tackle, and from guard to tackle? Is there really that big of a difference?
Yes, there is. There really is. I mean, play-wise, the kids got to know more than one position now. Our plays are as vanilla as they possibly can be from the get-go. And, I asked a lot out of these guys. And the fact that Corey can move into guard and play guard for us, it's a pretty big feat for a kid in high school. I know once you get to that next level, you got to be able to play every position. So I'm just preparing them for college and hopefully for years to come for these kids.
Speaking of preparing, in years past, as you know from your playing days, you would look at a Fox Chapel on a schedule and think, all right, well, there's a win, there's a game to get the JV kids some varsity playing time, and let's move on and get out of there healthy. This year, it's not the case.
No, not at all.
Fox Chapel has one heck of a good football team up there. They lost to Woodland Hills last week on a Hail Mary pass, obviously at the end of the game. Real tough loss for them. How is it that you're preparing these kids out there that they're not under the guise of thinking that they're going to go up to Fox Chapel tomorrow night and just walk away with it?
Oh, these kids know. They look in the papers. I know all the kids did because I did it too when I was in high school. They look in the papers. They see the conference standings, and they're right there next to us. So these kids are going to be able to prepare themselves. We're preparing them. They know this is not a cupcake team anymore. They know they're going to come to play.
So, as we're winding down the season, what are your goals as a coach for what you want to accomplish personally and what you want to get these kids to accomplish?
Well, obviously, we want to get to the championship game, win the championship, and go to the States. That's like our goal since the beginning of the year. But, as an offensive line coach, I like how we're progressing as an offensive line. We're starting to click. We're running the ball very well. We're protecting the ball very well in pass protection. And sky's the limit for us right now. We're still starting to gel really well all around, every phase of the game. And it's really real exciting as a coach.
Our seniors of the week, 3 kids I know that you enjoy having around. Anything you'd like to mention about them?
Well, Full and Wagner, they're both good kids. They come to work every day, give everything they got. Matt Campbell, I can't speak enough about the kid. I've been on his butt so long. Every day, since the first day of camp, I've been on that kid. And he is just blossoming into a good football player now. I'm really proud of Matt, and I hope he continues to do a lot of good work.
Is that the kind of thing that whenever you walk out of the locker room at the end of the day and you think of the kids that you work, you get on them and they're achieving and they're improving, and is that the kind of thing where you walk out of there and you just think, I'm doing my job, and you feel good about it?
Yeah, it makes you feel good. I mean, I just like the fact that I got to drill these kids to death on the certain things that become a better lineman. There's just little things that make you a better lineman. And it's stuff, like I said before, I didn't have the privilege of having when I was going through high school. I mean, I had a good offensive line coach in high school, but there's just little pearls of wisdom, my old coaches in the NFL used to call it, that you never got until you got to that position. And the fact that these kids get it now at an early age, they're just going to prepare themselves, if they listen to me, for bigger and better things when they get to college.
Well, it truly is a blessing to have you in the Penn Hills family. Welcome aboard, and certainly we hope that you'll be here for many years to come.
Thank you.
Matt Morgan, our Coach of the Week. Coming up next, our Seniors of the Week, as the Coach's Corner continues here on Comcast. Our Seniors of the Week, James Full, Joshua Wagner, and Matt Campbell of the 2008 Penn Hills Indians. James, let's talk to you. Coach, you said a lot of good things about you. We were chatting in the locker room that you're an all-around swell guy here, and they enjoy having you. And Coach Gibson was talking about how he's likes getting you into the lineup. You got to have to look forward to those times.
I do look forward to those times. I'm also going to remember all the good things these coaches have taught me.
And can you tell me some of those things?
Well, they taught me that playing really isn't everything. It's about your work ethic and how hard you're willing to work to achieve your goals.
One of the things they talked about when we brought you up in the locker room, they started saying, Rudy.
Everyone seems to say that I remind them of him because I may not be the biggest guy on the line or the strongest or the most talented, but I'm willing to work as hard as I can to achieve my goals.
No, obviously you're familiar with that story, but when you see that, I mean, is that something that influences you as far as your determination to continue working and participating, being part of the team, and coming out here every day and working, helping make everybody else better?
Yes, because I know that if they work hard and I work hard, we're all going to accomplish something. So every time I see Rudy, it reminds me of myself and makes me feel proud.
So I'm proud of I'm a little guy myself, So whenever I see littler guys out there doing that as well, I'm always rooting for them to go out and do well, and I'm always like seeing you suited up and going out there and working with the guys.
Yeah, I mean, I love playing football. It's one of my passions, I mean, I don't think anything's going to stop me from doing what I like.
Well, good. Well, keep on working and keep on having fun. And if you're not having fun, you shouldn't be doing it. So
Yeah.
just
So
as
what's
long
the
as you're
point?
enjoying it, keep right on going.
Yeah.
Joshua Wagner.
Yes.
So what number are you?
52.
Okay. Very, very good. And you do have the cleanest jersey on the team,
I do.
is what I understand. You're also, you get to play on the line as well.
Yes.
Defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you enjoying it, and what do you like best about playing on the line?
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I think one of the things I like a lot is Coach Gibbs. I mean, he's been around since I've started football. Just the way he acts and the way he cracks jokes and stuff during practice. Lighting things up.
He's a big kid, isn't
Yeah.
he? He is. But whenever Coach Gibson tries to instruct you or teach you things, it helps that you guys know that Coach Gibbs can play the game.
Yeah.
And so when he talks, you guys can listen and take heed of his words.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Gibbs has played himself. He used to play for Penn Hills, and he knows what he's talking about. You listen to him, you'll be pretty good.
And what kind of things? What are the things that he's been most influential on? For you and your other alignments, you think?
He I mean, like I said, he's a good coach. He teaches us good techniques, stuff that he's actually used in the game himself, and he's almost like JJ said. He teaches us it's not all about the game. It's about how you work and having fun at it.
Team struggled early. You guys back on the winning track here. Have a winning record. You guys so far undefeated in the conference. How is it as far as the work ethic, everything? Everybody having fun now. You guys are really pulling together as a team, and how important is it that you guys understand that you guys still have a lot of work to do?
Oh, it's really important. I mean, one of the things that we're accomplished, the fact that we're winning now, is because we have come together as a team and we're starting to work together. Practices are becoming a little more routine. We know what we're doing, and the fact that everyone works together really helps. And we just have to realize that the game ain't over yet, and we got to keep going. The season isn't over. We're in the playoffs, so we got to keep our work ethic up and keep going.
Excellent, Matt Campbell. Line mates over here. Pulling your weight here. Coach Morgan spoke very highly of you. I know you're worried about what he was going to say, but he spoke very highly of you. One of the things he mentioned about, you guys played together last year on the line, but he moved some guys around, and you guys are playing in new positions.
Yes.
How difficult was it going from, one position to another on the offensive line?
Not that hard. You just got to learn better technique to switch from going from left tackle to right tackle and knowing how to come off the ball opposite what you did last year.
One of the things usually after a game, if I walk in the locker room, the running backs will come up and say, how many yards did I have? As an offensive lineman, is that something also that you take pride in whenever, Teddy or Chris, they pull in a game where, they go over 100 yards? Is that also, obviously they have a sense of accomplishment, but do you also feel that, that's reflective of the offensive line?
Yeah, when each running back goes for 100 yards or each one has more than one touchdown, I mean, all offensive linemen take pride in that, and just shows how hard we go on the field.
This week you have Fox Chapel.
Yeah.
How important is it to get the running game going? Teddy Blakeman's going to be out this week. How important is it to get that running game going early with Chris and Kadeem to keep the ball control against Fox Chapel, who's going to be a very difficult opponent?
It's going to be real important because if we get the run started early, we can soften up for the pass, and then we can get out there with a win.
What is the biggest thing you need to do Friday night against the Foxes to come away with a win?
Get the running game started and have it going through the whole game. I mean, the running game right now is our strong point. We just got to keep it up.
So ball control is, you control the ball, you control the
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
What are your goals for the season? What can we expect from you after you graduate?
Just do my job and make sure we get wins.
And after you graduate?
Hopefully go to college.
Anywhere in particular, and what would you like to study?
Not anywhere particular, but I'm good at math, so we'll try that one out.
That's an excellent thing to be good to be good in. Mr. Wagner, Joshua, same question. What are you trying to accomplish? What would you like to accomplish personally for this season, and what can we expect from you after you graduate?
Just personal goals, just to help the team out, make them better, so we can win more when they come out on Friday nights. They're good at what they do. They're ready for the opposite team. After I graduate, I'm looking into going to Penn State for landscaping. So
That's Penn State's an excellent school for that.
yes.
In fact, they have their own grass seed, the Penn State mix. Well, good. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And hopefully we see you guys around, staying around the Penn Hills family. James, I know you've been thinking about it here. You're saying, I know what question I'm getting next. So who has been most influential in your life?
The person that's been most influential in my life would be my dad, because he taught me life lessons that I need to know now. He taught me that you have to work hard and do what you need to do to get anywhere in life, that nothing is handed to you.
Well, we'll say hi to your dad.
Hey, Dad.
And his name?
James Fool. Hey, Dad.
Go figure, huh?
Yeah.
But what can we expect from you after you graduate? What are your plans?
After I graduate, I plan on going to college. I'm thinking of Edinburgh for art. I like video gaming, cartooning. And
Fascinating.
I might minor in science like physics, because I'll get an art degree and a teaching degree.
Oh, very good. Cover all your bases.
Yes.
Well, very good. Well, enjoy the rest of your season, your senior season, and your senior year.
Thank you.
And best of luck to you and to all of you, not only for the rest of the season and the rest of the year, but for everything you do after you leave Penn Hills. Our seniors of the week: James Full, Joshua Wagner, and Matt Campbell of the 2008 Penn Hills Indians. Coming up next, conference play continues. A big matchup tonight. The Foxes of Fox Chapel and our Penn Hills Indians, and it's coming your way next here on Comcast. From Fox Chapel Area High School tonight, the Penn Hills Indians take on the Foxes of Fox Chapel in a big Quad East Conference matchup. A very pleasant good evening to you, a cold evening at that. I'm Bill Navari. Great to have you along for a Friday night of football here in Western Pennsylvania. The Indians 3-0 in the conference. The Foxes 2-1 after last week's Hail Mary loss to the Woodland Hills Wolverines, a game where had Fox Chapel been able to hold on, tonight's game would, for all intents and purposes, have been for the conference title. Both teams 4-3 on the season. The Foxes' losses to Mars and Highlands. The Indians have won the toss. They've deferred to the second half, so the Foxes will start off with the football. If you're expecting to see the Fox Chapel High School football team of years gone by, well, you got another thing coming tonight. This is a very good football team. They lost last week to Woodland Hills by a score of 41-36. The Foxes went downfield, scored late, but the Woodland Hills Wolverines came upfield, and on a Hail Mary pass on the last play of the game, were able to pull away with the victory. Indians, gold helmets, white jerseys, gold pants tonight. The Foxes in the black helmets, red jerseys, and black pants. And we are about to get underway. Beautiful facility here at Fox Chapel. Press box is heated, which is always a plus on a night like this. But they used to have the carpet down on the field here. They tore that out and put in the new field turf. Beautiful, beautiful field down there. Great field to play on. The Midgets played here back at the end of August. It's where the Gaius Suda midget football program plays. Mike Fracco tees it up at the 40-yard line. Of course, they put in these new press boxes that you can only see 2/3 of the field out of. Squib kick by Farraco. Lamont White picks it up at his 17-yard line, looking for somewhere to go. Goes up the middle across the 30 to the 32-yard line, and Fox Chapel will get things started there. Tyler Berryman on the tackle for the Indians. And the Foxes will get their offense on the field. A very potent offense. The Foxes. So penalty against the Foxes will bring this one back. Flag back at the 22-yard line. They're going to mark off 10 yards from there, so this should start The Foxes deep, probably about the 12-yard line. Foxes are led by their very mobile quarterback, Julian Salerno. And they like to run from the shotgun. Lamont White, lone setback. Trips to the right, single receiver near side. Salerno under center. Fox Chapel keeps it on the ground. Big hole right side across the 20, tripped up across the 25. Terrell Washington got the hand in on Lamont White. Otherwise, that could have been a much larger gain than what it was, but Fox Chapel starts things off with a big gain. They started off at the 12. The ball now at the 26-yard line. That's a 14-yard pickup for Lamont White. And Fox Chapel gets out of the shadow of their end zone quickly. Again, White. Single back. There he goes. Gets the ball. Comes near side. Wrapped up by Aaron Donald and thrown down at the 26 for no gain. And the Foxes will be looking at a 2nd down and 10 just underway here at Fox Chapel Area High School. No score. Clock running with 11:15 to go here in the opening quarter. So they even have the 25-second clocks here. Wide receiver screen near side, just a couple for the Foxes. J.C. Duquette. Duquette will get about 3 yards. And it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 7. Washington and Boobin on the tackle for the Indians. And the Indians bring in the dime package. If we get a shot of the scoreboard later, we'll take a look at it. It takes 3 people to operate the scoreboard here. Has pictures and things on it. Salerno from the shotgun. Looks, launches one. Down the sideline, has a man, and a pass thrown out of bounds. Excellent coverage on the play by Demetrius Moy. And it'll bring up a 4th down for the Foxes. And Fox Chapel will have to kick. And there's that Fox Chapel scoreboard. Darby back for the Indians. And Fox Chapel moved. See if they call the Indians for baiting them into moving. It is going to go against the Foxes. And they'll be punting from line of scrimmage will now be the 24-yard line. And Donnie Sipple will be kicking from inside his own 15. Darby back at his own 46. Sipple gets the kick away, high, short. Darby calls for the fair catch, watches it bounce. And gets a Fox Chapel roll inside the 40, down closer to the 35-yard line. That's about where it'll go dead. We'll call it to 36. 10:02 to go, first period. We are scoreless. Penn Hills, Fox Chapel. You are watching Indians football on Comcast. Indians quickly to the line. Send a man in motion right to left. It was Gabe Wright. Tommy Fulton under center. He'll throw. Straight drop. Has a man. Berryman had it at the 50-yard line and drops it. Oh, my. That was going to be huge. But the Indians coming out throwing, and the play was there, but it falls incomplete, and the Indians will have a 2nd down and 10. Indians sent Berryman on the quick slant. And he had a cushion, but he was unable to hold on. Darby will get maybe 1. Now the Indians looking at a 3rd and 9.
Number 34, Chris Garvey on the carry, takes the ball to about the 37-yard line. Back on the play by number 3, Lev Diggs.
The Indians going to need a big night out of Chris Darby.
Gain of 2 yards. It'll be
Teddy
third down,
Blakeman
8 yards to go.
out of action for the next 2 weeks. Possibly returning next week, but they may keep him out next week as a precaution.
There's a whistle
And
on
a
the
flag
field.
on the far side of the field. And the Indians moved. So instead of 3rd and 9, it'll be 3rd and 14. They have the referees mic'd here. We've gone big time.
The 5-yard penalty takes the ball back to the 32-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 13 yards to go.
They had an excellent sound system for the PA, too. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but they've really done it up here. Fulton, straight drop, steps up in the pocket, looks, steps, throws, has Berryman behind the defense, then the pass intercepted at about the 20-yard line.
Number 18, Tom Fulton.
Lamont White picks it off, but the play almost as good as a punt.
Fox Chapel, 19-yard line.
And Fox Chapel will have it at their own 19-yard line with 8:58 to go. Berryman had a step behind the defense, and Fulton heaved it. But that one, give that credit to Lamont White, who just jumped up and was able to hold on and come down with the ball. And White with the interception.
Lamont White on the carry, tackled in the backfield.
Runs into Terrell Glanton. And he'll be dropped back at the 15-yard line for a loss of 4.
Terrell Glanton. Loss of 3 yards on the play.
Indeed, defense, a focus group tonight.
For Fox Chapel.
You know, this is going to be a tough contest. Wide receiver screen, right side. The Indians are there. Boobin with the initial contact, but the Foxes pick up 6.
Ball across the 20-yard line. Tackle on the play by number 11, Nick Buban. Advances up to the 21-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down. And
The
9
Foxes
yards
are a
to go.
throwing offense. They have Lamont White in the backfield. And a little key on their plays, if you keep your eye on the back, Lamont White. If Fox Chapel's Julian Solano is in the shotgun, if White is standing behind him, it's going to be a run. If he's standing in front of him, he's up pass blocking. There he's standing in front of him, this should be a pass. And it is. Looks right side, throws a pass complete. Fox Chapel loses the football. They're going to call it a fumble. The Indians have the ball. The pass was complete. It's going to be close to a 1st down.
Pass is complete and fumbled. Recovered on the play by number 1, Brandon Eiffel.
Brandon Eiffel recovers it. The Indians have great field position. 7:37 to go here in the first quarter. The ball at the Fox Chapel 38-yard line. The Indians push their way ahead for about 6.
Number 25.
It's Kadeem Williams.
On the carry. Tackled on the play by number 54, Miles Diefenbach. Gain of
I'll give him
5.
5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. So I formation behind Fulton. Kadeem Williams still deep. Fulton, throwback screen. Berryman, that's going to be a run. That's a lateral. Berryman will get across the 30, dive ahead close to the 1st down.
Tom Fulton's pass is complete to number 15, Tyler Berryman.
They're going to give him a gain of 4.
Play by number 19, Lamont White. Ball's advanced to the 29-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 1 yard to go for Penn Hills.
L up, Williams deep. It's your I formation. And it'll be Williams. Dean Williams into the secondary across the 15 or 25.
Dean Williams takes the ball.
He'll give the Indians a first down to mark him at the 24-yard line.
Not before Penn Hills gets a first down. Ball will be placed just across the 25-yard line where it's Penn Hills first down. And
Give Williams 5 yards. We'll call it the 24-yard line. Eiffel split to the near side. Dante Brown left. That's Gabe Wright going in motion. Chris Darby back deep in the eye. And it'll be Darby following a big hole up the middle. Chris Darby, 10-5, touchdown, Penn Hills.
Number 34, Chris Darby takes a handoff and goes up.
Chris Darby, 24 yards. The Indians take the lead. That offensive line just opened a big hole. He followed Alec L. and then just blew by everybody, and Darby showed that speed. And Darby rumbles the 24 yards for the touchdown. Fracco's kick is up and good. And with 5:59 to go in the first period, your score, Penn Hill 7, Fox Chapel nothing. You're watching Indians football on Comcast. Shot of the Penn Hills crowd. The lady in red there is my wife Helen, and the little one, that's my daughter Samantha. And they have no idea they're going to be on television. Decided to come on a road trip and come on the coldest night of the year so far. Just sitting with her sister Catherine, who lives in Fox Chapel. So the Indian scoring drive, 4 plays, 38 yards. Bob, how'd you pick them out? You just picked them right out of the crowd. So Faracco kicking off for the second time in the quarter. Kick on the right side. Demetrius Alexander looking for somewhere to go. Gets across the 20, and that's about it. They'll give him the 23-yard line.
Back on the play by number 3,
Stephon Thompson and Kel Paschal on the tackle.
Forward progress will be marked at the 23-yard line. Fox Chapel, 1st and 10.
So each team trades turnovers, and the Indians get 7 points out of it. Salerno flushed out of the pocket, throws near side, a pass complete for just a couple of yards. Blaze Badway will get about 3.
Jace Duquette. Jace has run out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Excuse me, it was Jace Duquette.
Gain of 3 yards.
It'll be second down 7 now for the Foxes. Salerno looking right, throws that way, and a pass caught. It'll be a first down for the Foxes. Brandon Bailey makes the tackle. Randy Mallinger with the reception. 18 yards. That's a first down for the Foxes. You have to get to Salerno. You're going to get pressure on him. You got to get to him because he will find people. Empty set for Salerno. Duquette comes in motion near side. Salerno rolls this way. Looking, he's going to tuck it up and keep it himself across the 50. Written out of bounds finally after a big gain by Stephon Thompson. He'll go out of bounds at the 42. That's 14 yards on the run. And the Foxes get another first down. As I said, you have to get to Salerno. He's 5'10", 175 pounds. He's a junior, so we'll see him again next year. So a lot of good things happening for this Fox Chapel football program. Salerno comes this way. Throwback screen. Has a man. He runs right back into the coverage. He'll still get a couple of yards. That was Lamont White. It was Gabe Wright and Aaron Donald, Dan Mason all on the tackle. But if he cut to the far side, there's a lot of room to go. And on the screen, he actually lost 2 by running back into the coverage. So now Fox Chapel send trips to the right. Single receiver to the near side. And it's a draw play and a big hole for Lamont White. Gets inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That's 15 yards and a first down for Fox Chapel.
And on the play for the Indians, number 4, Eric Newsom.
Eric Newsom on the tackle for the Indians. A touchdown-saving tackle with that.
Touchdown and 10 yards to go.
Salerno looking right, comes this way. Decides to run, and the Indians will drop him after he picks up a few.
Salerno on the keeper takes the ball across the 25, good for about a 5-yard.
Mason and Glanton on the tackle. He picks up 5.
Tackle on the play by number 55, Terrell Glanton, and number 40, Dan Mason.
On this Indian defense, you almost have to commit one man to just stay with Salerno. Clock running, going under 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. Salerno, play action, throws inside. Inside the 15, 10. Finally brought down Brandon Bailey.
Inside the 10-yard line, good enough for Fox Chapel.
It'll be first and goal for the Foxes. That was Colin Hotford.
And on the play for the Indians, number 9, Brandon Bailey.
So the Foxes have first and goal at the 6-yard line. About a 14-yard gain.
Ball's at the 6-yard line. It's first down and goal to go.
Salerno throws this way. Touchdown, Fox Chapel. They made that look easy. Cody Kirsch on the reception.
Number 5, Colin Hartford to hold. Number 95, Kyle Majerick to kick.
Foxes goes 77 yards in 8 plays following the Indian touchdown. And it will try the point after to tie. And the Indians, Dan Mason, trying to anticipate the snap. Now we move half the distance as Fox Chapel will try to go for 2.
Offside defense, penalty decline.
And the Foxes don't move the extra yard to the closer to the goal. We'll just kick from there. Mason nearly gets in to block it, but the kick is up and good. And with 3:02 to go in the first quarter, we are tied at 7. Penn Hills and Fox Chapel. You are watching Indians football on Comcast.
Have you stay tuned for a special presentation. Back receive for Penn Hill, number 25, Kadeem Williams, and number 34.
Indians penalized on the extra point for running into the holder. It's a personal foul, 15-yard penalty. Fox Chapel will kick off now from the Indian 45-yard line. So my philosophy is when this happens is you always go for the onside kick. But usually you see people kick it out of the end zone and just spot them on the 40-yard or 20-yard line. Kyle Majerick will kick it out of the end zone. And the Indians will start on the 20.
Where Penn Hills takes possession
Again, in high school football, ball goes into the end zone. It's an automatic touchback. So now each team trades turnovers. The Indians score, and Fox Chapel responds. I think with the ease with which Fox Chapel went down the field on that drive, I think the Indians really need to try to get something going themselves. Darby with a hole that closes quickly. Gets 2.
Chris Darby takes the ball off the right side.
And the Indians with a second down and 8.
Back on the play, number 58, Billy Hattenberg, and number 66, Matt Cohn. Gain of 2 yards, it'll be second down and 8 yards to go.
Fulton will throw. Dante Brown gets tripped up at the 20-yard line, a pair of 5s. And Brown will lose 2 yards.
Tom Folt's pass is complete to number 5, Dante
It's a nice
Brown.
play by Colin Hartford. If he doesn't get Dante Brown, he is still running.
Loss of a yard on the play, it'll be third down and 9 yards to go.
So we'll call it a 3rd and 10 for the Indians. Fulton straight drop, steps up, gets a pass away, and Brandon Eiffel unable to hold on to it at the 33-yard line. And the Indians,
Intended for number
as I
1,
said, needed to try to put something together. They wind up going 3 and out,
It'll be fourth down and 9 yards to go for the Indians.
and Fulton will have to stay on to kick. Lamont White will drop back for the Foxes about midfield. Fox Chapel should get great field position out of this exchange.
Accuracy for Fox Chapel, number 19, Lamont White. Kicking for the Indians, number 18, Tom Fulton.
Fulton gets the kick away. White from the 49-yard line drops the football and falls on it at the 50.
Lamont White takes the ball and recovers his own fumble around midfield.
And Fox Chapel will take over there. 1:44 to go, first quarter, tied at 7. Penn Hills Fox Chapel on Comcast. Salerno from the shotgun loses the football and falls on it back at the 45-yard line. He'll lose 5.
45-yard line. Be a loss of 5 yards, brings up second down and 15 yards to go.
And the Foxes will have 2nd and 15. Tell you, if anybody from the Penn Hill School Board's watching this game, I hope you're getting ideas looking at this field. Play action. Down the right sideline, and the pass almost intercepted and then almost caught. A pair of 7s. Terrell Washington for the Indians and Mike Heisel for the Foxes. Pass goes incomplete. Came a little high for everybody.
Number 3 is Devon Thompson.
And it'll bring up a 3rd and 15 for Fox Chapel. Salerno just let that one go. Keep your eye on White. He'll move up and pass block. Salerno talks it up, and he gets about 4 yards. Dan Mason
Advances the ball for about 2 yards.
says enough of this. He'll give him a gain of 3.
Back on the play by Penn Hills, number 40, Dan Mason.
And now Fox Chapel will have to punt. As easily as these two teams went downfield and scored back-to-back,
To go.
now each goes 3 and out.
For Fox Chapel, number 84, Donnie Sipple.
Key on that one was the first down play.
Accuracy for the Indians,
Salerno
number
fumbled
34,
the snap and lost
Chris
5
Darby.
yards. Put him in a hole right off the bat. Darby back at his 25. Fox Chapel just gets the kick away, or gets the play off. Darby, fair catch, called for and made at the 30-yard line. There are 25-second clocks on each end of the field. The Foxes got that one off with 1 second to go on the clock, but still, that's 1 second that they do get. Now the Indians take over with 13 seconds to go here in the quarter, and their modus operandi is coming quickly to the line, and there they are. Darby's deep in the eye. And Fulton will throw. Looking downfield, has a man, Dante Brown. And between two people, holds on to the football. Brown still on his feet, looking for somewhere to go. Hit from behind and driven ahead up to the 35-yard line. 35 yards on the reception on what will be the final play of the first quarter. But Dante Brown went up and through two Foxes. Caught at the 40-yard line, looked for somewhere to go, and was ridden down from behind at the 35. After one period of play, the score, Fox Chapel 7, Penn Hill 7. You are watching Indians football on Comcast. Second quarter about to get underway here, tied at 7, Penn Hills, Fox Chapel. Fulton under center, I formation. Chris Darby goes right side and gets a whole lot of almost nothing. Maybe half a yard, officially no gain. And the Indians, we'll give them a yard. Second down and 9. Called to 34-yard line. Big Alec L. See number 39 there, walking back. Play action, Fulton. Flash to the right, throws that way, and the pass is incomplete. Did a nice job to get the pass away, avoiding the sack. Tyler Berryman was out that way. There's no grounding call, and it's third down and 9. Fulton did a nice job of stepping up to avoid the rush, and as it kept coming, he was able to stay on his feet and get the pass away before he went down. Even though it was incomplete, it avoided a large, big sack and a huge loss. So now Darby will be the lone setback behind Fulton. Watch him on the draw. Now he'll stay up and block. Fulton launching one towards the end zone, has two guys there, and the pass batted away. Berryman will slide into the asphalt area of the field. But Fox Chapel did a nice job of batting the ball away, and I think the Indians' offense will stay on the field. The ball at the 35-yard, 34-yard line. Fourth and 9, and a timeout is called by the Indians. So the Indians took over their own 30-yard line, a first play, which was the final one of the first half. A 35-yard pass to Dante Brown, which set him up here at the 35-yard line. Chris Darby gained a yard on the first play. And then two incompletions later, the Indians now looking at a fourth down and 9, the ball at the 34-yard line. Indian offense getting instructions here. You can see Matt Morgan, our coach of the week. Can't miss him. He stands high above everybody else. It's about 6'6", 6'7". Had a fun time interviewing him this week. You know, he was incredibly nervous. If you saw him before tonight's game, if you watch the coach's interview, I know he was very trepidatious coming into it. He didn't know what I was going to ask. I didn't tell him. Then let him know ahead of time. He didn't know what was going on, and he was really worried about it. Very anxious, anxiety attack, but he did a fine job. It was a lot of fun. You know, a lot of joking around that you didn't get to see. Camera wasn't rolling, but we had a lot of fun with Matt. Again, one of 4 Indian coaches who have NFL experience. Matt was with St. Louis and Buffalo. Fulton looking this way, has a man to pass in and out of the hands of Dante Brown at the 25-yard line. And the Indians will turn it over at the 34-yard line with 11:10 to go. So the play was there, but Brown unable to hold on to it. Colin Hartford helped break up the play, and Fox Chapel takes over at the 34. Salerno on the option. Lamont White. It's by the first tackler, not the second one, Brandon Eiffel. He'll pick up about 2 yards. And it'll be a 2nd down and 8 for the Foxes. Twins each way for Fox Chapel. White to the left of Salerno. And the shuffle pass will get Fox Chapel a 4th down at the 47-yard line. They pick up 10. And if you notice, White was set up behind Salerno, which indicated it was going to be a run.
Number 11, Nick Buban. All placed on the 47-yard line. Fox Chapel, 1st down and 10 yards to go.
Play action, Salerno looking for somewhere to go. Under pressure, throws near side, has a man wide open, a pass caught. 1st down, Fox is at the Indian 37-yard line. Stephon Thompson will drop Lamont White there. 16-yard pickup, a penalty flag back at the 37. It's a roughing the passer call against the Indians. So they're going to tack 15 yards onto the end of the play. So they're going to go from the 37 to the 22. There's some chance from the Fox Chapel side. I don't think they realized the penalty is on Penn Hills.
With the additional 15 yards on the penalty, the ball is placed on the 22-yard
So 1st down, Fox is at the 22. We're tied at 7. Fox Chapel with an opportunity to take the lead. Foxes keep it on the ground, and the Indians do not make the tackle in the backfield. Demetrius Alexander down to the 18-yard line. Terrell Glanton finally with the tackle. The Indians had him wrapped up for a loss, but he did a nice job of picking up 4. 2nd down and 6 for the Foxes. Clock rolling under 9.5 to go here. 2nd quarter. Penn Hill 7, Fox Chapel 7. Salerno keeps it himself. Mason and Thompson with the tackle at the about 14-yard line.
Julian Salerno on the quarterback. Tackle on the play by number 40, Dan Mason.
Mark him at the 13. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Ball's placed at the 13-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1 yard to go.
Salerno under center. Gives to White, who have a 1st down inside the 10. Runs into the official about the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Going to mark about the 6-yard line, 8 yards for White.
Tackle by Penn Hills, number 3, Stephon Thompson.
And Stephon Thompson with the tackle. But 1st down and goal for the Foxes at the Indian 6. Shuttle pass. And right into the arms of Dan Mason, but they pick up 2 yards. Indians look like they may have broken it up initially. Salerno hesitated. Wait for Lamont White to get open. Then shuttled the ball. Second down goal, Foxes. Empty set for Salerno. Salerno rolls to his left, looks, throws, has a man. Touchdown, Foxes. Jace Duquette on the roll to the left. The Foxes take the lead for the first time tonight. Majerick will try the point after. Touchdown coming with 7:25 to go here in the half. Eight plays, 66 yards for the Foxes. The kick is up and through. 7:25 to go, first half. The score, Fox Chapel 14, Penn Hill 7. You are watching Indians football on Comcast. Foxes go 66 yards, officially 49, 15-yard penalty, a roughing the passer penalty. Tacked on at the end of a 16-yard game, which resulted in, in essence, a 31-yard pickup for the Foxes. And they have the lead for the first time tonight. Williams from his 10-yard line comes near side across the 30. Nice return across the 35 to the 36-yard line. So the Indians will start off in good field position. Now, I said before the Indian offense needed to respond following the Fox Chapel's first touchdown, but now I think you're looking at the Indians really needing to try to put something together here. Mason in the block for Darby. And the pass almost intercepted. Eiffel, the intended receiver. Lamont White got his hands on it. The pass too high and hard. And it falls incomplete. Williams. With a pickup of 3. Nice job of hopping over. Bodies laying everywhere and gets 3 yards. It'll be third down and 7 for the Indians. Williams out, Darby in. Alec L back in as well. Indians twins to the right. Single receiver this way, I formation. Fulton will throw. Look, steps, throws, has a man. Pass complete, first down, Brandon Eiffel. Eiffel carries Foxes down to the Fox Chapel 45-yard line. 16 yards on third down. And the Indians have a first down. Pickup of 16. And the Indians get a fresh set of downs. It was important for the Indians to get at least a first down out of this drive. Darby looking for somewhere to go. Has a hole. Nice job of getting himself 5 yards to set up the Indians with a second down and 5. Fulton again, straight drop, looks. And it'll be sacked back at the 45. Indians get 5, lose 5.
Tackle on the play by number 9, Bo Brenner, lost back to the 45.
Now it'll be 3rd down and 10.
10 yards to go. This time we would like Warren Lee. That's Warren Lee. Please report to the track by the Wendy's Frosty for the WPXI.
Clock running, 5:25 to go into half. The Indians trail by 7.
Report to the track by the Frosty.
Fulton throws underneath, the pass incomplete.
Fulton's pass is
Wide of Darius Patton. And it'll bring up a 4th down and 10.
intended for number 21. Darius
Clock will
Patton,
stop with
broken up by
5:06 to
number
go.
58, Billy Hagberg. It'll be
And I think
4th
the
down,
Indians
10
from the
yards to go.
45-yard line
Fox Chapel,
right now
45.
appear as if they're going to go for it. Now they can bring on the punt team. They got to hurry up. 15 seconds left on the play clock.
Once again, just a quick reminder, Warren Lee, please report to the 20-yard line by the Wendy's Frosty. Back to receive number 19, Lamont White.
White back for Fox Chapel. Fulton, kick this way. And it looks like it should pin Fox Chapel, maybe inside the 20-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 14. Nice kick by Tommy Fulton. Fox Chapel will take over with 4:59 to go in the half. Ball at their own 14-yard line. So the sack dropped the Indians back on a 2nd down and 5. Made it 3rd and 10, and then left the Indians just a little too much to try to pick up there. White. On the delay, runs into a sea of Indians, may lose a yard.
And on the play for the Indians, number 59,
So Aaron Donald, Dan Mason on the tackle for the Indians.
loss of a yard, will be 2nd down and 11 yards to go for Fox Chapel.
So you try to go with the biggest pile you can find. Figuring, maybe some of them guys might be right.
Salerno from the shotgun, White to his left. He's going to roll that way, looking, throw, no, tucks up. And going to roll an incomplete pass. Looks like he was going to try to tuck it up, but he lost control of the ball and they rolled an incomplete pass. Fortunately for the Foxes, and it brings up a 3rd down and 11.
Pass incomplete, will bring down
And
a
Salerno, very
11
mobile
yards to go.
quarterback. Salerno on the keeper. Cross the 20. And we'll have a 1st down for Fox Chapel at the 27-yard line. The Indian defense just leaving him a gap up the middle.
And on the play for the Indians, number
And he picks up a 1st down on the keeper to the 27-yard line, 14 yards, and a 1st down for Fox Chapel.
This is the last call for Warren Lee to report to the Frosty down on the track.
And a penalty flag comes in on the far side.
Dead ball. Full start. Offense.
So the Foxes will be tagged for 5 yards on a false start. Clock at 3:45 and running to go in the half. The Indians trail by 7.
5-yard penalty takes the ball back to the 23. It'll be 1st and 15.
White on the delay. The Indians are right there. Glanton and Donald will drop them back to the 21-yard line, a loss of 2.
For the Indians, number 55, Terrell Glanton.
That'll be 2nd down and 17.
Loss of 2, 2nd down and 17.
Clock will roll under 3 minutes to go here in the half. Salerno doesn't fool anybody this time. We're going to call it no gain. That'll be 3rd and 17.
May I have your attention to Jason O'Brien. Please report to the track by the Frosty. Jason O'Brien, please report to the track by the Frosty.
Salerno from the shotgun. Keeps it himself, and this time the Indians are there. Gains 2, but bring up a 4th down for the Foxes. And the clock will roll under 2 minutes, and the Indians use a timeout with 1:58 to go.
Brings up a 4th down and 17 yards to go.
So we'll take a timeout. 1:55 to go. First half. Fox Chapel 14, Penn Hill 7. You're watching Indians football on Comcast.
Once again, Jason. Back to kick number 84.
Indians should get good field position out of this. Darby back at his own 46.
Number 34, Chris Darby to receive.
Kick straight up in the air. Takes an Indian bounce inside the 25 and goes out of bounds at the 21. Negative 4 yards on the kick. Holy cow. Big break for the Indians. The ordinarily reliable Donnie Sipple just did not kick that one well.
Please report to the Frosty.
A great opportunity for the Indians. Darby. Inside the 15-yard line. Give him to the 13. 8 yards for Chris.
Knock on the play with number 56.
And the Indians go no huddle.
2nd down and 2 yards to go for Penn Hills.
Fulton changes the play. Drops back in the shotgun. Throws. Right side has a man and a pass batted down. Patton was there.
Just contained on. At this time, may I have your attention.
The Indians stop the clock with 1:08.
Please report to the track area by the Frosty. That's great Caravello. Please report to the track area by the Frosty.
Trips to the right. And it'll be Chris Darby. I think the Foxes were waiting for him, but Darby will get down to the 11-yard line, picks up 2,
Tackle and play by number 58, Billy Hackett.
and brings up a 4th down for the Indians. And decision time. It's going to be 4th and about a yard. And the Indians will go for it.
It's 4th down and 1 yard to go for the Penn Hills Indians.
Mason. Lone set back behind Fulton. Keep your eye on him. It will be Mason. Mason left side, 10-5. Dan Mason to the end zone. Touchdown, Penn Hills.
Number 40, Dan Mason.
Dan Mason, 12 yards.
For Penn Hills touchdown.
And the Indians pull within 1. You knew when Mason was back there by himself, he was going to get the ball on a 4th and short like that. Instead of just going up the gut, he went off tackle and room for him to run, and he went 12 yards for the touchdown. And a penalty flag comes in on the right side, and looks like the Indians may have moved. Fracco's kick was up and through. It's going to be against Fox Chapel. The Indians are going to decline and kick.
Red ball, offsides defense, decline.
Number 18, Tom Fulton, the hold. Number 82, Mike Farraco to kick.
Fracco's kick up and through again.
With 24 seconds remaining in the first half,
And with 24 seconds left, our score is Fox Chapel 14, Penn Hills 14. Now we'll see what goes on here. Following, I think the Indians should kick this one deep. We'll discuss it on the far side of the field. You see the Indians faithful and the bleachers on the far side. The empty spot to the right was the Fox Chapel band, and as we go to the left, it's where the Penn Hills band was. That side of the field over there, it's the old press box. That used to be the only bleachers here. Used to be a couple little grandstands on this side. Those little temporary bleachers. That used to be the only press box. And then they built a big section of bleachers over on this side, which obviously you can't see. But they really did up this stadium very nice. Remember, gosh, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago up here doing a game. We still had grass and did a game in a downpour. Or Bob Orquist and I broadcasting from the top of a TV truck in the corner of the end zone. I think it was now down to our left. Fracco, Squibs. Picked up at the 24-yard line. And the Indians will turn it over at about the 40. Cody Kirsch on the return, and Fox Chapel has 18 seconds left. The ball at the 40. Salerno back in the shotgun. 5 receivers set for Fox Chapel. Indians in the prevent, and the pass dropped by Lamont White. Chris Washington on the coverage, but it didn't even look like Chris Washington was aware the ball was coming. Lamont White dropped it. If he caught it, he might have been off and running. But the play takes 4 seconds. 14 seconds remain. I think Fox Chapel trying to get themselves into a position of trying to get somewhere close to maybe getting a Hail Mary, but now they'll just take the knee and take the tie into the locker room. And that's what they'll do. And the clock will wind down. We'll be back for second half action. After one half of play, the score, Penn Hills 14, Fox Chapel 14. Second half action coming your way next. You are watching Penn Hills Indians football here on Comcast. Second half action underway here at Fox Chapel High School Stadium. To score, Fox Chapel 14, Penn Hills 14. The Indians went up 7-0. Fox Chapel scored 2 in a row to take a 14-7 lead, and late in the half, the Indians scoring to tie it at 14. Now the Indians have the ball. Oh, Lake getting back up to the booth, stopped and was talking in the stands with Terry Wirginist, president of the Gateway Clipper Fleet. He's president of the Guyasuda Midget Football Program. And he will be at Friendship Park tomorrow to watch the help the Penn Hills Midget football program host playoff action.
Number 5,
Dante Brown takes a direct snap and picks up about 5.
Number 5, Colin Hartford.
Indians starting following the kickoff at their own 28-yard line. Brown will pick up. We'll give him 8 yards. Call it 2nd down and 2. Brown again in at quarterback. Sidecar to his left. Brown, high snap, takes it on a run, has a 1st down and more across the 40, 45, cuts this way. Dante Brown across the 50. Inside the 45, out of bounds at the Fox Chapel 43-yard line. 21 yards for Dante Brown. And a 1st down for the Indians. Holy cow. Tom Fulton now back in at quarterback. The Indians trying to throw a different look at Fox Chapel. I'd like to see them mixing up with Brown and Fulton back at quarterback. Maybe throw Fulton out as a wide receiver. Brown to Kadeem Williams, left side. And Kadeem just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 25, Kadeem Williams. Takes it off the left side, gets about a yard or 2. And on the play for Fox Chapel, number 3, Leverett Diggs.
So no gain, 2nd down and 10 for the Indians.
No gain on the play, and 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
Brown on the keeper. Up the sideline, Dante Brown, a 1st down for the Indians inside the 30. They'll mark about the 27-yard line. Another 16 yards for Dante Brown, and another Indian 1st down. 45 yards on 3 carries for Brown here in this drive. Fulton, throwback this way. Washington inside the 25-20. Washington inside the 15. 1st and goal, Indians at the Fox Chapel 8-yard line. 19 yards to Chris Washington. And it's 1st and goal, Penn Hills at the Fox Chapel 8-yard line. Clock will stop for the moment with 10:14 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We are tied at 14, and the Indians moving downfield here on the opening drive of the half. Dan Mason gets the handoff inside the 5. Dan Mason, 2nd touchdown of the game.
Dan Mason takes the handoff, goes up the middle for a Penn Hills touchdown.
Mason made it look easy. And the Indians regain the lead with 10:01 to go here in quarter number 3. Fracco to try the point after. Fulton gets the snap down, and the kick is up and through. And just like that, the Indians wanted to come out, get something going, and they did. They go 72 yards in 6 plays. Dan Mason caps it off with the 8-yard run, his 2nd of the game. He scored just before halftime. And the Indians now up by a score of 21-14. So now the Fox Chapel offense trailing once again. See how they respond. The Indians, the key on their defense here in the 2nd half, they need to get to Julian Salerno, the quarterback of the Fox Chapel Foxes. He's quite mobile. Mixes it up. Quarterback keepers, those on the options. The shuttle passes to Lamont White. White also dandy runner. But also another key for the Indian defense is when Fox Chapel sends trips out, the Indian secondary, they need to get up in those receivers' faces and start chucking them. And Farraco will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and we'll get ready to tee it up. Farraco's kick picked up by White at the 13-yard line. And White dragged down from behind inside the 25. Larry Clark will drop him at the 23.
And on the play for the Indians, number 16, Larry Clark.
It is connected.
Salerno from the shotgun. Man in motion comes near side. And it'll be White. And Dan Mason
White takes the handoff.
let Lamont White know he was there, and White gets up slowly.
And Mason is back to about the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go.
No gain for White, and Dan Mason was just, he looked irritated at halftime. Mason. Salerno looks this way, pumps, throws, down the sideline, has a man, and a pass. Almost intercepted, a flag comes in.
Salerno's pass intended for number 10, Cody Parrish. There is a penalty marker on the play.
So we're going to call pass interference against Colin Kristen, who had the position.
Defensive pass interference.
And that's what they're going to do.
First down. You really got to be careful when you're moving.
So the 15-yard penalty gives Fox Chapel a first down at the 39-yard line.
Calling the penalty, ball placed on 39-yard line is Fox Chapel, first and 10.
Salerno, wide receiver screen. Again, those receivers run back into the coverage, and they'll lose 3 yards.
Tackled in the backfield. And on the play for the Indians, number 89, Gabrielle Wright.
Gabe Wright making the tackle.
What's called down there?
Loss of
16.
3 yards and second down at 13 yards to go.
Salerno, it'll be sacked inside the 30-yard line.
Pass tackled in the backfield around 30 yards.
Stephon Thompson,
And on the play for the Indians, number
Miles
36,
Davis.
Thompson. Ball placed right on the 30-yard line. It'll be third down and 19 yards to go.
Loss of 9 on the sack. Excuse me, loss of 6 on the sack. It'll be 3rd and 19. Indians need to get the pressure on Salerno, and they did just that on that play. Salerno tries to shuffle pass, and the Indians are there, but White gets away,
Pass complete to
but not from Aaron Donald at the 35-yard line. They'll pick up 5,
5 yards.
but it's a 4th down for the Foxes.
Play for Penn Hills is number 59, Aaron Donald. Ball placed on the 35-yard
So
line.
Lamont White got away from the initial tackle. It looked like something was going to come of this play, but Aaron Donald just come flying in from behind and leveled Lamont White, and Fox Chapel will have to punt. And Fox Chapel is going to get a first down here on a roughing the kicker penalty.
Bicycles punt.
Indians tried to bring the block,
Number 34, Chris Spivey. There is a
and
penalty
Kadeem Williams ran into the kicker.
to the final. Roughing the kicker. Defense, 15 yards.
So it'll give Fox Chapel a first down after the 15-yard penalty.
You guys moving too quick.
So that moved the ball to about the 50-yard line. Exactly where they'll put it, right at the 50. On the delay, Demetrius Alexander will get maybe about 5.
Demetrius Alexander on the carry, tackled by number 3,
Stephon Thompson will come up and make the tackle. And Fox Chapel will be looking at about a second down and 5. Clock running, 6:40 to go here, quarter number 3. And the Indians jump off sides. The Indians getting aggressive. And that should give Fox Chapel a first down.
Head ball. Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Second down. We got first down.
Ball will be placed at the 40-yard line is Fox Chapel. First and 10.
35 yards and penalties against the Indians on this drive. Salerno tries to keep it himself, but Aaron Donald will drop him after a pickup of maybe a yard. And it looks like the Indians' defense is starting to come alive. Second out of 9 for the Foxes. They are at the Indian 39-yard line. Heisel will go in motion. Salerno looks like he wants to throw back, and Salerno will be hit, and a pass gets away. And they get the pass away while he's in the grasp. A penalty flag comes in.
Potential grounding. Offense. 5 yards from the spot. Loss it down.
Going to call intentional grounding. Actually, I don't agree with the call since he was being hit at the time he released it, which affected the trajectory. Hey, I call them as I see them, folks. But nonetheless, the Indians get a break. It's 5 yards, loss of down, and it's a third down now for Fox Chapel. They need to get to across the Indian 30-yard line. They are at their own 44. So that will be 3rd and 26. Salerno by himself. Here come the Indians. They can set up the screen. There it is. Dan Mason was there waiting, and a flag will come in. Aaron Donald finally brings Donnie Sipple down at the 50. It's a gain of 6. And now Sipple will have to drop back and punt. See if the Indians have rattled him at all after that last punt. Well, they just come in and kind of wiped him out. Darby will be back at his own 20-yard line. Indians nearly got to it, but they stayed away from Sipple. Flag will come in. Darby dropped the ball, but it's going to be an interference call against Fox Chapel. They didn't give him the 2-yard cushion. You have to give the receiver 2 yards, and Fox Chapel did not do that.
Kicking team.
So the Indians get a break. Ball will be marked at the 26-yard line. That should be about a 10-yard penalty, I believe, from that spot. Or do they just keep it there?
Fair catch interference. Kicking team, they've elected the 15-yard penalty and re-kick.
It's going to be a 15-yard penalty and make them kick it again. So punts have been an adventure tonight for Fox Chapel. They had one that netted -4 yards. Almost went straight up in the air, came down, hit, and took an Indian bounce back in about 15 yards. They kicked it from the 25, and it went out of bounds at the 21. So Darby now about his own 35.
Single back to kick. Darby back to receive.
And Fox Chapel will fake it. And the Indians will knock him out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Demetrius Alexander driven out of bounds at the Fox Chapel 47-yard line.
I mean, he gained 12 yards on a fourth and about 35. So Fox Chapel will turn it over on. I think they were figuring if the Indians came with the big rush, if they could get by the initial rush, that they'd have be one-on-one in the secondary. So now the Indians at the Fox Chapel 47-yard line, and Dante Brown back in at quarterback. He'll keep it himself, come this way. Fox Chapel's waiting for him, and they'll drag him out of bounds after a short gain at the 44-yard line. He'll pick up 3. And we'll call it 2nd down and 7. Dante Brown, 6'5", 205. He's a big kid, to say the least, but very amiable. He'll split left. Chris Washington will go that way, along with Darius Patton. Brandon Eiffel alone on the near side. Mason, lone setback behind Fulton. And it'll be Mason, straight up the middle. Mason loses the football, and does Fox Chapel come up with it? Yes, they do. So the Foxes get a big break getting the ball back at their own 39-yard line. Now, all I can say about that is Dan Mason is going to be ticked off. You can see him stewing out there, and I wouldn't want to be the first person he's going to hit after that play. Option. Salerno will keep it himself into the secondary. Off to the races. He pulls up and lets the Indians catch up to him at the 30-yard line. 31 yards for Salerno, and obviously a first down. Now Fox Chapel, great field position in Penn Hills territory at the 30.
The ball will be marked right on the 30-yard line as Fox Chapel, 1st and 10.
Now Fox Chapel loses the ball, and Salerno will fall on it at the 35-yard line.
Julian Salerno recovers his own fumble at about the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 15 yards to go.
So the Fox is very fortunate there to be able to hold on to the football. What they're looking at is 2nd down and 15 now at the Indian 35-yard line. Salerno looking this way, and he loses the football.
Salerno back to
And it looks like Fox Chapel falls on it. Yes, they do. It'll be third down.
Fox Chapel recovers the fumble. Ball placed right on the 39-yard line.
It's a sack and a fumble, and there's an injured Fox, and it is Salerno. That will be huge for Fox Chapel. Oh, my. So let's take a break. 2:58 to go, third quarter. Penn Hills 21, Fox Chapel 14. You are watching Indians football on Comcast. Salerno gets up and walks off under his own power, which is a good sign for not only Fox Chapel, but for him. But Cody Kirsch will come in. I believe he will direct the offense here. Yes, he will. 3rd and 19 for the Foxes. Kirsch on the option. Keeps it himself. Into the secondary. Cody Kirsch up the middle. First down, Fox Chapel. Oh, my. Why aren't the Indians keen on the quarterback? Down to the 12-yard line. 27 yards for Cody Kirsch.
Tackled on the play by number 3,
Stephon Thompson with the tackle. That's a first down for the Foxes, now deep in Penn Hills territory. Clock winding under 2.5 to go here in the third quarter.
13-yard line is Fox Chapel, 1st and 10.
Kirsch again. Boobin hits him first.
Kirsch on the option takes
Then
the
Gabe
ball,
Wright comes in to finish him off about the 6. So it's a gain of 6.
Number 11, Nick Ruban. Gain of 7 yards on the play, and 2nd down and 3 yards.
Indians
to go.
had the
Fox
opportunity to
Chapel
put
first
Fox
down.
Chapel away. Giving Fox Chapel new life here. Kirsch again, left to Lamont White. Gets inside the 5. He'll be close to a first down.
White takes the handoff,
I think we'll have first and goal at the 3-yard line.
Tackle on the play by number 40, Dan Mason. There's a timeout on the field for official measurement.
Oh, it's going to be first and goal. Ball's going to be at the 2-yard line. Kirsch stays in at quarterback.
Fox Chapel, 1st and goal.
Watch Kirsch on the keeper. He comes on the option. He'll keep it up the middle himself. Gets in from 2 yards out. And again, the Indians leave the quarterback open.
Chapel touchdown.
They make it look easy. Now Fox Chapel with an opportunity to tie.
Number 5,
Penn Hills had great field position. They were inside the
Derek to kick for Fox Chapel.
Fox Chapel 45-yard line, and they fumbled it back to them. So Fox Chapel could do nothing. And the kick is up and through.
The ball is through the upright.
1:17 to go, third quarter. Knotted up again. Your score, Penn Hills 21, Fox Chapel 21. Don't go away.
We invite you to go to 8.
13 minutes and 17 seconds to go. We may need it all and more. You're watching Indians football on Comcast.
Senior recognition.
7 plays, 61 yards for the Foxes. They do it in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Following the Dan Mason fumble, and Fox Chapel ties it up at 21. Indians have had the ball for 2 minutes and 9 seconds here in this quarter. And Fox Chapel will squib it. Picked up at the 17-yard line, and off to the races go the Indians! Brandon Eiffel up the sideline inside the 30, the 20, 10, touchdown Penn Hills! Brandon Eiffel, 87 yards, and the Indians take the lead again. Oh, my! Gabe Wright touched it initially, and then Brandon Eiffel picked it up at the 13 and then just took off a running. And it takes the Indians 8 seconds to tie the score. And there's an injured Fox back at the 40-yard line. The Indian extra point team will come over to the sideline while they attend to the injured Fox. But see a nice shot of the Joe and the Will. They have to get their FaceTime. But Eiffel, there goes the Joe. That is a little Damon Gibson. But Eiffel picked that one up and just went off to the races. I think Fox Chapel was, everybody kind of stopped to look around. I don't know what they were looking at. But Eiffel just took off. Showed that speed and away he went. And Fox Chapel has to be deflated. Indians now up 27-21. Fracco looking to make it 28. Fulton will hold. Your long snapper is Joe Henshaw.
Number 82, Mike Faraka to kick. Number 18, Tom Fulton to hold.
Fracco's kick up and through. 1:05 to go, third quarter. Your score, Penn Hills 28, Fox Chapel 21. You are watching Indians football on Comcast. So the Indians do respond to the Fox Chapel touchdown. Faracco will tee it up at the 40-yard line. Brandon Eiffel again, 87 yards. And the Indians add 8 seconds to their time of possession total. Fracco will bounce this one in at the 12-yard line. And it looked like Demetrius Alexander hog-tied at the 32. Anytime the crowd goes, ooh, you know it was a good tackle. Like Larry Clark. And Eric Vincent. So Salerno still out of action for the Foxes. Cody Kirsch in for Fox Chapel. Lamont White to his right. Kirsch will keep it himself. Throw back, and it's almost intercepted by the Indians. I think it might still be a live ball. No, it's not. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. Terrell Washington almost had himself 6 points for the Indians. Read that one well, and that's as I mentioned, when the Fox Chapel Foxes line up with them three receivers, the Indian secondary needs to really come up and get on them and hit them at the line. And they did that there and almost caused a turnover. It's Fox Chapel, and they do that. They try to pick Cody Kirsch right into the arms of Dan Mason. Says, I have had enough. Kirsch will pick up 2. And it'll be third down and 8. And a penalty flag comes into the play here.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. White. 15 yards.
Yeah, looks like somebody said something.
On 40.
Well, they said 40, so I could say it was against Dan Mason. Yeah, officials don't put up with any trash talking. Unfortunately, kind of takes a little bit of fun out of the game. White, right side, the Indians are there. Dan Mason, Aaron Donald, and Miles Davis. So it's loss of a yard.
Loss of a yard on the play, and second down and 11 yards to go.
Is it me or is the Indians' defense starting to look more and more ticked off? And that'll do it for quarter number 3. After 3, Penn Hills 28, Fox Chapel 21. You are watching Indians football on Comcast. Fourth quarter action about to get underway. We checked on what the call was against Dan Mason. They said he stepped over him after the tackle, which I didn't see. But, hey, can't argue with officials because they always win. They always win. So now the Indian defense getting last-minute instructions to start quarter number 4. Fox Chapel will have a 2nd down and 11. Ball at the 48-yard line, their own 48-yard line. And Fox Chapel trails by 7. Now Salerno back in a quarterback for the Foxes. Looks, here come the Indians on the blitz, and he's going to be sacked back at the 40-yard line. Nick Boobin will get credited with the sack. Loss of 8. And that'll be 3rd down and about 20, about 19.
It's 3rd down and 19 yards to go for a first down.
Again, trips to the near side. You can see the Indian secondary, they're moving way up tight on them. And Salerno keeps it himself, and the Indians were waiting this time. Aaron Donald, after a gain of 2. And it brings up a 4th down and 17 for Fox Chapel.
And on the play for Penn Hills is number 59, Aaron Donald. Back to kick for Fox Chapel, number 84, Donnie Sipple. 34 received is Chris Darby.
Sipple will drop back to punt. Darby back at his 31. So the Indians come with the rush or try to set up the return. They set up the return. And Sipple's kick will be short. Take a Fox Chapel bounce inside the 25 and go dead at the 21. So the Indians will start there with 10:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. They're up by 7. I think if the Indians can get a nice touchdown drive here, chew up some clock, and get into the end zone. Darby with a big hole up the middle, across the 30, drags Foxes ahead, across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 15 yards for Chris Darby. That's a first down. And the Indians doing just what they needed to do. And the Indians will be in no hurry. There's a lot of time left in the game, but yet the Indians would love to chew up a lot of clock. Darby ahead for about 5. And it'll be second down and 5.
Ball placed at the 41-yard line, gain of 5. It's second down and 5 yards to go.
Newlands can go in 20 times. This is only 16.
Clock rolling under 9.5 to go here, fourth quarter.
Be able to get a shoulder shot.
Patton comes in motion this way. Indians keep it on the ground. Darby with a big hole. Darby will be close to a first down. He'll have it. Needed 5, got 6. And I think you're going to see a whole lot of Chris Darby here.
First down, and it's Penn Hills. First and 10 at the
Clock will stop for the moment.
47.
Now rolling under 9:15. Again, Patton in motion this way. Darby again. Fox Chapel's waiting for him, but Darby carries him ahead for a pickup of 3.
Tackled on the play by number 3, Leverett Diggs.
And it'll be second down and 7.
Midfield. Gain of 3, second down and 7 yards to go.
First man through is Mason. Thrown down at the 45 after a pickup of 5.
Number 40, Dan Mason on the carry, gets the ball.
And it'll be third down and 2.
At the 45-yard line. And on the play for Fox
Clock under 8 minutes and running.
Avon and number 35, Jack White. Ball plays down
Again, the Indians up by 7.
down and 2 yards to go.
Darby. This way. Trying to get to the outside. Does. Darby across the 40. Inside the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Chris Darby. 45 yards, and the Indians extend their lead. And the Indians, Corey Kircher and Matt Campbell. Blocking up front.
18, Tom Folk to Holt. Number 80,
Brett Allen. Kircher and Brett Allen on the left side. Faraka will try the point after. And the kick is up and through. 7:23 to go. Fourth quarter. The score now, Penn Hills 35, Fox Chapel 21. You are watching Indians football on Comcast. Six plays, 79 yards for the Indians. Talk about them trying to run some clock off. They only ran off 3 minutes and 5 seconds, but they get the 7 points, and they're up 14 now. Farraco down to the 11-yard line, picked up there. Demetrius Alexander across the 25 to the 27.
27-yard line.
And making the tackle for the Indians, Cal Paschal.
Tackle on the play, Devontae Youngblood for Penn Hills.
And DeMonte Youngblood. Fox Chapel, their biggest deficit of the night, now at 14. Rolling to his left and running out of bounds. Salerno. May lose a yard. Or get back to the original line of scrimmage, which I think is what it is. We'll call it no gain. Second down and 10 for Fox Chapel. But he did stop the clock. Salerno, this way. Looks, throws, pass, caught. Nice slide and catch by Ryan Frankert.
Pass complete to number 23, Jace Duquette.
Should miss Jace Duquette. Be short of the first down. The ball at the 30, we'll mark him at the 37, 38-yard line.
Duquette went down at the 38-yard line. That's good enough for Fox Chapel.
It will be a first down. It's an 11-yard pickup. be sacked back at the 30, a loss of 8.
Play number 55, Terrell Glanton.
And Terrell Glanton with the sack. Salerno again in the pocket, flush to his left. Throws, gets the pass away, it's caught. Back up about the 35-yard line.
Salerno's pass complete to number 10, Cody Kirsch. Back on the play by number 40, Dan Mason.
Mason will make the tackle.
Ball is advanced to the 35-yard line.
Pickup of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 13. And Fox Chapel will call a timeout. 6:01 to go, 4th quarter. The Indians up by 14. You are watching Penn Hills football on Comcast. Indian huddle on the sideline. And a big 3rd down for Fox Chapel here. Salerno rolling under pressure. Pass complete underneath to Duquette. Gain of about 2. Stephon Thompson with the stop. And it brings up a 4th down and 11.
38-yard line. We bring up a 4th down and 10 yards to go.
Kirch with the keeper on 4th down. Gets up to the 44-yard line. He picks up 7. But Fox Chapel will turn it over on downs with 5:46 to go.
Back on the play by number 40, Dan Mason, and number 89, Gabe
And the Indians will take over. Where are they going to mark him? At the 44-yard line.
Ball short of the first down. Penn Hills will take over at the Fox Chapel 44 on 1st and 10.
Chris Darby, 121 yards so far unofficially.
Ain't no big deal. Just the more you keep on there,
Darby. Hole closes quickly, but he spins ahead for a few. Give him another 3.
Clever digs on the tackle for Fox Chapel, advances the ball to the 41-yard line. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
There's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Keep an eye on the clock, approaching 5:15 and running. Darby across the 40. Fox Chapel knows where the ball's going. And they're starting to really try to key on Chris. But he picks up 2. And it'll be 3rd down and 5. But more importantly now, though, the Indians are running time off the clock. 4:45 and ticking. Indians at home Friday night to take on the Wolverines from Woodland Hills. Official timeout. There's an injured Indian.
Official timeout on the field.
Taylor Adams. So the training staff will come on out. And the Indian offense will move to the sideline, talk things over on a 3rd and 5. Clock will stop for the moment with 4:36 to go. If things continue the way they are here with the Indians ahead, next week, Penn Hills, Woodland Hills, what do you know? It'll be for the conference title. Again, a whole lot of things could go on because you have Fox Chapel and Central Catholic next week right here. They'll be playing here at Fox Chapel, but Central Catholic will be the home team. And if Woodland Hills can knock off Penn Hills next week, there will be a three-way tie between Penn Hills, Woodland Hills, and either Fox Chapel or Central, depending on who won that game. Dante Brown with the high snap, looking for somewhere to go. He gets the pass away, throws downfield, has a man open, and the pass incomplete. Darius Patton was there. Tommy Fulton was behind him. And there you go with Tommy Fulton going out as a receiver. Brings up a 4th down. What I'd like to see is put Dante Brown back here and throw a backward pass over to Fulton and let him launch one from there. Try to catch someone off guard. Hey, when you're up 14 points late in the game, you can think of these things. So the Indians will be looking at a 4th and 5. It does stop the clock with 4:11. And we came out at halftime tied at 14. The Indians went right down the field in opening possession, took the 21-14 lead. I think the Indians just got tagged for a delay of game.
Dead ball.
And they have.
Offense. 5 yards. Clock starts on the snap.
So they take the 21-point lead following a Dan Mason fumble. Fox Chapel goes 61 yards. They tie it at 21. Takes the Indians 8 seconds to retake the lead. Brandon Eiffel, an 87-yard kickoff return. The Indians up 28-21. Then Chris Darby, a 45-yard run to extend the lead to 35-21. That touchdown coming with 7:23 to go.
Number 18, Tom Fulton, the kick for Penn Hills.
Now Fulton to kick it back to Fox Chapel. Does a nice job to boot it away. And it'll roll inside the 10, and the Indians will down it inside the 5-yard line at about the 3. Nice coverage on the Indians. Eric Newsom will down it there. Fox Chapel with 4:01 to go on the clock at their own 3-yard line. Now I think you'll see this. I think you'll see the Indian defense a coming here. Actually, no, thinking about next week, this will be Fox Chapel's second conference loss. And Kirch will be hit, wrapped up, and maybe gain a yard up to the 4. Indians had him at about the goal line, but he did a nice job of carrying the Indians ahead. So the only 3-way tie that could occur would be if Central Catholic beats Fox Chapel next week. They'll have one loss at the Penn Hills. Woodland Hills would have to beat Penn Hills. And that way the Indians, Wolverines, and Vikings would all have one loss. Then it goes to Gardner points. I don't want to figure that one out. White tripped up by Brandon Eiffel at the 5-yard line. Goes down at the 8. For a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 5. But for all intents and purposes, you're looking at next week. Victory next week by the Indians. They clinch the conference title. So the Indians have clinched a playoff spot. The officials are going to wave the flag, I think, for a timeout here. Clock will stop with 2:49 to go. And timeout, Fox Chapel. So the Indian defense will go to the sidelines once again. So let's take a break. 2:49 to go, fourth quarter. Penn Hills 35, Fox Chapel 28 or 21. You're watching Indians football on Comcast. Fox Chapel loses the football, but they pick it up. I'll bring up a fourth down.
Number 19, Walt White around the left side, tackled by number 3, Stefan Thompson.
All right, we'll get maybe a yard. It'll be fourth down, and we'll call it 4.
Back a kick, number 84, Donnie Sipple. Chris Darby back, or correction, number 1, Brandon Eichel back to receive.
Eiffel back at his 42-yard line. Let's see what Brandon Eiffel can do with a punt return here. Fox Chapel kicks it away. It's high and short. Eiffel will let it bounce, and it'll go out at the 39-yard line. 1:55 to go, fourth quarter. The Indians up by 14. You're watching Penn Hills football on Comcast. Darby, right side. Stiff arms one man, gets into the secondary. Up the sideline and goes out of bounds at the 26. Gain of 13. Darby had 126 coming into this possession, now up to unofficially 139. Clock stopped with 1:45 because he went out of bounds. A penalty flag will come in.
Dead ball. Full start offense.
So the Indians will get tagged for 5. It'll be 1st and 15. No surprise, Chris Darby. Another 2. And the Indians should be able to roll this one close to close to a minute.
Ball's at the 29-yard line. Second down and 14 yards to go.
Darby looking for a hole.
Chris Darby carries the ball.
And picks up another 2.
Close to the 25-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 11. Clock under a minute to go.
Tackled by number 9, Bo Gruner, and number 66, Matt Cohn. Ball's at the 26.
I think the Indians may let this one wind down, take a penalty, and
Yards to go.
run a 4th down play. Or run it here and see if you can, I think we'll run a play and see if we can get the clock to wind down. But the Indians will move to 4-0 in the conference again next week for the conference title against Woodland Hills. Now the Indians will take the knee here.
Tom Holt takes the knee at about the 27-yard line.
So the clock will wind down, and the Indians will come away tonight with a victory. They beat Fox Chapel by a score of 35-21 in a dandy of a football game. The Indians led early on a Chris Darby 24-yard run. And then it went up 7-0. Fox Chapel tied it, came right back. Corey Kirch, a reception, 7-7. Fox Chapel took the lead, 14-7. Then with 24 seconds to go before halftime, Dan Mason, a 12-yard run. We tied it up at 14. Indians came out with possession in the second half, went right down the field, 72 yards in 6 plays. Dan Mason, an 8-yard run. The Indians went up 21-14, but Fox Chapel tied it up. Cody Kirch coming in for the injured Julian Salerno took Fox Chapel downfield. He finished it off himself with a 2-yard run. And Fox Chapel tied it at 21, but Brandon Eiffel, the 87-yard kickoff return, gave the Indians a 28-21 lead just 8 seconds later. And then Chris Darby capped off the scoring with a 45-yard run in the fourth quarter, and that's where we stand, 35-21. Chris Darby unofficially tonight, 143 yards. I'll have to recheck the math, but still a pretty good night for Chris Darby. Teddy Blakeman, again, injured tonight, so the Indian running game's still going without Ted Raw. But he may be back next week, may not, maybe, but he'll be ready for the playoffs nonetheless. Again, Friday night at UHAS McGinley Stadium, it'll be for the conference championship. Once again, Penn Hills, Woodland Hills, deja vu. Seems like any time these two teams meet, it's for the conference title. This time it'll be at UHAS McGinley Stadium, and we hope to see you there. Once again, the final score tonight, Penn Hills 35, Fox Chapel 21. I'm Bill Navari. Thank you for watching Penn Hills Indians football here on Comcast.